Hello my dear students and all viewer. Today let us see about the poem The Road Not Taken from class 9th English textbook. The Road Not Taken, by Robert Frost is a poem about a traveler who comes to a fork in the road and must decide which path to take. The speaker describes both paths as being equally worn and equally leaf-covered, and he cannot see far down either path. After a moment of consideration, the speaker decides to take the less traveled path. The speaker admits that both paths are equally attractive, but he chooses the one that he believes will make all the difference in his life. The poem ends with the speaker imagining that in the future, he will tell the story of his decision to take the road less traveled, and how it made all the difference in his life. The poem is often interpreted as a metaphor for the choices and decisions we make in life and how they shape our future. Let us now see a detailed explanation of the poem. Stanza 1. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. I'm sorry I could not travel both. Then be one traveler, long I stood. Then looked down one as far as I could. To where it bent in the undergrowth. Word meanings. Diverged, separated and took a different direction. Yellow wood, a forest with decomposing leaves. Undergrowth, dense growth of plants and bushes means the forest. Explanation of the poem. Once the poet was walking down a road in a forest and then there was a diversion. There were two different paths and he had to choose one out of them. The poet says that as he was one person, he could travel on one road only. He had to choose one out of these two roads. Yellow wood means a forest with leaves which are wearing out and they have turned yellow in color, the season of autumn. It represents a world which is full of people, where people have been living for many years. They represent people who are older than the poet. The poet kept standing there and looked at the path very carefully as far as he could see it. Before taking the path, he wanted to know how it was. Was it suitable for him or not? He was able to see the path till from where it curved, after which it was covered with trees and was hidden. It happens in our life also. When we have choices, we have alternatives, but we have to choose only one out of them. We take time to think about the pros and cons, whether it is suitable for us or not, and only then, we take a decision on what path we should choose. Stanza 2. Who then took the other, just as fair and having perhaps the better claim. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. Word meanings. Fair, as good as the other one. Plain, better option. Grassy, unused. Wanted where, had not been used. Explanation of the poem. The poet kept on looking at one path for a long time to check if it is the right path for him or not, and then he decided and started walking on another path because he felt that both paths were equally good. He says just as fair. So, he felt that both paths were equally good and started walking on one of them. He adds that maybe he felt that the path was better for him, so he chooses it as it had grass on it, which means that it was unused. Not many people had walked on this path earlier, that is why this path was grassy. And wanted where means that it was not walked over by many people. After he walked on the path for some distance, he realized that both the paths had been worn out the same way. Both the paths were similar and worn out. Even in our life, we take any path or option, but all of them have the same benefits, disadvantages, problems, challenges, and we must face them. We think that we are choosing a better option, but it is not that way. Stanza 3. And both that morning equally late in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Word meaning. Trodden means walked over. Explanation of the poem. The poet says that both the paths were similar that morning. Both had leaves on them and no one had stepped on them as they were still green in color. He decided that that day he would take one path and keep the other path for another day, although he knew that one way leads on to another way. He knew that he could not go back on the choice that he had made. Similarly, even in our life, once we choose an option, we must keep on moving ahead with that option, and we never get a chance to come back and take the other option that we had left earlier. Stanza 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Word meanings. Sigh, deep breath. Hence, here, in the future. Explanation of the poem. He says that in the future, he will take a deep breath and say that once upon a time, he had reached such a point in life that there were two options for him, and he traveled on that road which had been traveled upon by lesser number of people. That decision of his decided his future. Similarly, in future, when you grow up, then you will say that once upon a time, when you were young, you had two options. The choice that you made you what you became of it. This is a very strong message for all the students, that you should be wise and be careful while making choices out of the options that you have in your life, because your future depends on the choice that you make today. That's all about the poem. I hope you all understood the poem well. Let's meet again in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.